Yeah.
Okay, on to the next question. It's from Geri Vata writes, Hi, I saw almost all of your videos and I thank you because you inspired me a lot. But I want to ask you one thing. I'm from a small country in Europe and I would really like to know if I can publish my manga in Japan. I want to know if it's necessary to travel to Japan. I want to show my one shot at Shueisha. For those of you who aren't familiar with Shueisha, Shueisha is one of the biggest publishers in Japan. They are the ones publishing the magazine Shonen Jump, where Naruto is in, and One Piece and Bleach and all those biggest shonen manga titles. Uh, then he's asking, is it necessary to go to Japan to do that? Can I just contact with an editor that works at Shueisha and send my work through mail? I really hope you answer this question. Good luck with your channel. Thank you for your question, Jerry Fada. We happen to have a guest on our show who worked as a mangaka assistant for the popular manga series, The Prince of Tennis. So, Jamie, Jamie can probably answer this question a lot better than I can. So,
Yes,
Jamie,
I
is it?
have the answer. I
Yeah.
have the answer 100%. No, you don't have to live in Japan if you want to get published in a Japanese magazine. When I worked on The Prince of Tennis, we were published by Shueisha, so we went, we participated in all the Shueisha stuff, and I know, several editors, and I've been to the Shueisha building, but you don't need to live in Japan. That's the thing. First off, I want to say that I don't think that being published in Japan necessarily makes is the only way to be a mangaka. But if you're dead set on publishing in a Japanese magazine, there are plenty of ways you can do it. Most magazines have contests, and that's how a person in Japan would get into the magazine. So, how you would find out about these contests is you either buy the magazine and then look inside, and they'll have the information for the contest, or you can look on their website, and they should have the same information. So, for example, if you go to Shonen Jump's website in Japanese, I'm sorry, but in Japanese, they will have the information there, the address, where you send it to if you want to make an appointment. They'll have all the information there to send in your work. Now, what I would do if I was going to enter a contest, I would go look up the information, then I would finish my manga, and then I would just mail it to them in Japan. Make sure you have your contact information. So they will either email you or call you if you do well. I've actually seen people in the magazines that do not live in Japan and have never been to Japan. I've seen a few people. Sorry, I have a hay fever. I've seen a few people enter from outside of the country, and the way I know is when you send in a contest entry to a lot of magazines, they will print your name, and if you do well enough, they'll print like a picture from your manga, and they'll print like a blurb about it, and they'll give you some advice. Now, I've seen a couple people do this, and they say they're from Finland or Switzerland or Brazil, Canada, so people are doing it already. You don't need to be afraid. The only hurdle you might have is not being able to speak Japanese. And in that case, make a friend, find someone to translate, learn Japanese. I know it's really hard, trust me, I've been there. But just, you can even hire someone to do it. As long as you send it in Japanese, they don't care where you're from. They don't care. They just want good stories. They just want something that will help sell their magazine. And if you write an amazing story with good art, they're going to publish it no matter where you live. Now, that said, if you don't speak Japanese, there are still a few options available to you. And one of them, probably the easiest one, is called the Silent Manga Audition. They just wrapped up a competition. So I hope they'll have one again next year. It seemed that they did really well this year. They had a lot of entries from all over the world. They're a Japanese company and they work with the manga magazine called Comic Xenon. And they run this competition in Japan every month. They ask for entries that have no words at all. You have to tell a manga completely through pictures. So as long as you understood the way to send it in, you would be able to enter any month you like. if you, as long as you know the address, can write your name and your address and phone number and send it in, then there's not really much barrier there. They also run an international competition, and they run that, it seems like, about every year. They just finished one for this year, so you can find them at manga-audition.com. So they do take anybody. They also have a Facebook page. They're very nice people. There's also Manga-Award Jp. They run an international manga competition, and I believe it's yearly. They just finished their last competition last October. So they take submissions in various languages, including English, and then they will publish them in Japan if you win the bigger prize. And there's also a lot of prize money involved. There's also a morning international manga competition, which I think is yearly or bi-yearly. And they're at morningmanga.com/MICC. They run the same type of thing, anything in English, or I think they accept various languages like Thai or Chinese. They run a manga competition. There's also just brand new Shonen Jump, the English version, at least the US version, I think. They're running a manga competition as well, and they just finished theirs last October, and that was their first one. So we're waiting. I don't know how that's going to work out. I hope it does well for them. So when they do a new one, I hope that everybody enters. And there's also English publishers too to start out with. I know Tokyo Pop used to do this, and they got a bad reputation just a little bit, but a lot of people got their start through them. They were publishing what they called OEL, Original English Language Manga. And there were some really great series and great artists that came out of there. And now there's an online only magazine called Sparkler Monthly, who I absolutely love, and they publish original English language manga inspired, like manga style, comics, and they do prose as well, and like audio dramas. They have amazing stuff, and they're at sparklermonthly.com. So and you can always do an online comic if you want, self-publish. Lots of them did really well, like Mega Tokyo and some of the others have done amazingly well. So the world is your oyster. Just grab it and run with it. If you can't go to Japan, who cares? Send it to Japan, or send it into one of these contests, or send it to Sparkler, or publish it online. All that matters is if it's good. If it's good, people will read it and they'll find it.
Yeah, exactly. I've got nothing to add to that. I also indeed wrote down the Manga-Award competition that was in October. And we still don't know if they're going to do more competitions for the shonen. But I will try to get all those links that Jamie talked about and put them in the description, so you can find them. You can find them down there. Thanks, Jamie, for your answer. It's like I said, I've got nothing to add to it.
Go for it, people. Go for it. Don't let people tell you no. Just do it.
Exactly.
If you like this video, then super smash that like button. And don't forget to subscribe to our How to BAM YouTube channel. It's a great way for staying updated for the latest shows and videos. If you also have a question about making manga that you want to be answered on our show, then send in your email to info@howtobam.com. Also, don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Twitter for some great giveaways and prizes.